Have you recently been soft cheated in a game of Magic the Gathering? You might be entitled to compensation. Attack on Cardboard. I'm here to help. So I was first introduced to Magic back in high school when I was 17. So a long time ago. This was a couple of years after I'd moved to New Zealand. I was still a bit of a vagabond, couldn't really find my friend group to fit in. And I remember the group of guys that I was hanging out with kept disappearing and going to a classroom. Turns out they were playing Magic the Gathering. And I remember them showing me the game and me looking at the game and being like, I'm never gonna play this stupid game. And here I am now, 15 years later, running my own YouTube channel about Magic the Gathering. I'm on the Commander format panel. I absolutely love the game, big part of my life. And yeah, I love where I am. So I talk about the rules on my YouTube channel. I go into great detail about why the rules are a certain way or why cards interact a certain way. When I make my videos, I make sure to research really thoroughly. And when I publish the videos, I would really be willing to put a lot of money that what I'm saying is correct. I have been wrong a couple of times on some small things, but the vast majority of the time I'll put up, here's the actual rules, here's an example of it in action, and the amount of people that will come to my channel and be like, actually, you're wrong. And then I will have to say, like, I literally did a video discussing this, showing you everything you need to know. Can you like give anything more than actually? And the amount of people that will just argue with me, even though I've given them all the information, the amount of threats are funny. I've recently been declared someone's enemy because I've ruled something a certain way. For me, it's YouTube, that's why I'm a faceless channel. It's all fun and games to me. It doesn't really affect me, but yeah, people are really serious about the game and the rules. So in my YouTube journey, I do love talking about this because everyone will say, oh, when you're making YouTube videos, do it because you're passionate about it, do it because you enjoy it. I make my videos out of spite. I started my YouTube journey making videos about product openings and slightly talking about the game. And I remember going to a media event and someone was asking, a senior person at this event was asking, oh, what are your New Year's resolutions for the year? And I said, oh, I want to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. To which they asked, how many subscribers are you on now? And I said, 326. And then they said, huh, that's a bit ambitious, don't you think? And so I took that personally and then proceeded to learn everything I could about YouTube, thumbnails, design, everything. And by the end of the year, I did hit 5,000 subscribers. And then the following year, I hit 15,000 or whatever I'm on now. So when people tell you, oh, make videos because you're passionate about it and you love it, no, make videos out of spite. That is the best fuel. So the Commander format panel is the newly established panel, but I guess we discuss the rules, philosophies, and how best people can get into the Commander games that they want to play. We've recently released the Commander Brackets beta, which is established. Instead of telling people, oh, my deck's a 7, we've now got the bracket system that gives players a clearly defined structure as to what their decks are so that they can get into the games that they want to play quicker. So being invited to the Commander format panel was like a movie moment for me. I remember it was 6:30 in the morning, I was getting up for work, I checked my phone, and I have a message from Gavin Verhey. And I was like, oh, what's Gavin messaging me for? And I remember him saying, let's have a quick phone call. I've got a few minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to jump on a train. Can we talk while I'm on the train? And he said, yep. And I remember having a Discord call with him and then me standing there looking at my phone, like barely awake, and Gavin calls me and the call is glitchy as hell. And I just remember my picture being frozen. I had a big beard at the time and hair just being like, looking like an idiot. Eventually we start talking and he tells me, I'm looking to put together a team. Your name's been put forward. I'm looking to pull some people together for the Commander format panel. Do you want to be involved? And he gave me the rundown and said, we're looking to do this, this, and this. does that sound interesting to you? Of course I said, yes, it sounds really interesting. He's like, great, send you the details. And then it would have been a month later, I think, they did the announcement and said, hey, here's all the people. And yeah, great team to work with. I feel like we've got the entire Magic community completely covered. We've got everyone from playing like the beginners to intermediates, which I feel like I kind of fit into that bracket in terms of looking after them and speaking for them. We have everybody all the way up to the CEDH players. Very well looked after community there. It's spoken about literally every single day. Really great bunch of people. I hope to meet them all in the future at MagicCon. But yeah, Commander Format panel. Being on the panel and how I want to improve the game is I personally want to make sure the game's accessible to everybody. I think my biggest personal pet peeve in Commander is people sitting down for a game. They've all maybe just bought their pre-cons, they've upgraded their pre-cons, and the fourth player sits down with their Eldrazi Modern Horizons 3 deck. They've upgraded it, blinged it out. They roll the table. I want to try and avoid that as much as I can. And I feel like by creating the bracket system and at least giving those people the ability to talk about their decks, they can at least be like, okay, well, my deck does this. And then when they get to the Eldrazi player and the Eldrazi player says, well, I look to put in the worst Eldrazi creature imaginable on the third turn of the game, the table can at least go, we're probably not about that. Let's change things up. So I'm really looking forward to being able to speak for those people and make sure that they enjoy the game. I feel like the CDH players, again, I've spoken to this before, they already have their unspoken rule 0 where you say, I'm here to play CDH, you sit down, you play CDH. Whereas everybody else needs a little bit more hand. Yeah, a bit of help. Oh no. So my favorite commander. I feel like I've come a long way on my commander journey. When I first started playing commander, I was a blue player through and through. My motto was, if you play green, the terrorists win. And so I only played blue decks. I remember I played Thada Adel, Azami, just mono blue, miserable decks. Effectively, if my opponents were miserable, I was having fun, and that's how I enjoyed playing the game. I've come a long way since then. I play all colors. I think all colors are fun and fair to play. Right now, the deck I enjoy most playing is Savin, the Chronoclasm. I think that's, I always get a name wrong or their name wrong. Jeskai, 2/2, prevent all damage that would be dealt to them. If you cast a card from your graveyard, you can copy it. But the whole deck is built around board wipes like Blasphemous Act, Earthquake, and then a bunch of Boros Reckoner creatures. So things like creatures that will say, when it's dealt damage, you can deal the damage back to something else. So I set up these little dirtly creatures, and then I cast Blasphemous Act or Star of Extinction and just deal 40 damage to everybody. That's what I enjoy playing at the moment. So goals for this year, again, I like setting big goals. I want to hit 100,000 on YouTube. I think that's the biggest one. I want to just keep creating awesome content, keep doing work with the Wizards team. I feel like I'm in a very fortunate position where I'm only a couple of years into my Magic content creation career, and I've ticked a lot of boxes. I think getting to MagicCon would be a pretty special one. If I can get to MagicCon, maybe talk on a panel, that would be awesome. But 100,000, that's the goal. Let's make it happen. What does community mean to me? I think the biggest thing and the biggest way that you can tell that you've succeeded is everybody is welcome to sit at the table, everybody can play, and at the end of the day and at the end of the game, everybody leaves the table thinking, I had fun. This was an enjoyable experience. I think that is the most important thing in Magic. If we can achieve that for all of our games, like, we've won. Everybody can sit down, have a good time, walk away smiling, having fun. I think that's community. I think that's what our little Australian Magic the Gathering community is achieving, and I think we're doing a really good job. You are now my enemy.
Yeah,
What was it? No offense, but you are now my enemy.
Yeah.
Okay.